Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are you
Hi,
today?
Aunt. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm not bad.
Yeah,
I'm a little
not well,
cold
bitch.
here. I'm a little
It was a
cold.
little chilly. It's a little chilly. And you know who else was a little chilly was Kyle Richards this episode. And I'm happy she was a little chilly.
You are? Oh, we're going to get to Kyle, but we're not going to start with Kyle. I'm going to tell you what I'm going
She's
to
the main
start
character
with.
in the whole show.
Oh, character's a key word. Sutton's a character too.
Sutton's a loser.
No, I'm going to tell you, Sutton is bringing it this season. And without her snark and her little snippets, like, come on, we will get to it. But she has some shade. These women, do you think they have writers at this point?
No.
But their shade.
What show are you watching?
I'm watching The Real Housewives
Sutton
of Beverly.
Sucks.
No, I think she's bringing it, and I
think
loving
she's a
it.
loser.
No, I think. Well, I like that she's a loser, and I like that she's desperate, but I still think she's bringing it. Some years people bring it more than others, and she's bringing it. Maybe in a Kim Richards sense, but I love that too.
I mean, I just think back and I'm like, wait, if I was on this show,
yes,
I wouldn't even have waited for Sutton to act the way she did in Vegas. I would have been like, why the fuck are you bringing around like Humpty Dumpty in every single scene, Avi, to just give yourself
Avi,
some like screen
time? You're just triggered by her help.
No, I think that it's.
Oh, no, I shouldn't call him help. I should call him office staff.
If I was one of, like, that's the thing about Kyle that I've always appreciated is that Kyle is not, the thing about Kyle is Kyle doesn't, and I really believe it to be true, because she's never been like, has never just been handed roles, like handed opportunities. I believe Kyle is not a celebrity that is like, oh, I'm this. Have we ever seen Kyle other than maybe once a couple seasons ago have an assistant? Like, we've never seen it.
Well, just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That's because she has more to bring to the show, so she doesn't need to bring her assistant on.
Oh, okay. Well, so then Erika has nothing to bring because we've always seen her glam squad and Mikey and the whole bit.
Yeah, she doesn't have it.
Okay. We've never seen anybody with Lisa Rinna. We did season 1 with Lisa Vanderpump when she had that, and it didn't turn out well. But you used to see Rosa, the maid.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say
is a maid different than Avi?
I just don't know where he arrived from. Like,
I think a maid is different than.
Did he arrive in Oz on a bubble like Dorothy?
Well, everybody seems to know him. Well, like Dorit walked in and she's like, Avi. She knew Avi.
Because, like, first and foremost, he has a very easy name to remember. Okay?
Avi. I've only known one Avi.
Would probably remember his name.
I've only known one Avi in my life.
So
do you know many Avis?
No.
Okay. Do you know any?
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
I know one. Okay.
Well, so the problem I have is that Sutton's doing things that we've seen done and that haven't been good. She's seeing a
matchmaker.
The matchmaker's a little over the top.
You think?
She's bringing a friend. She's like, it's just tacky. It's like, Sutton, why don't you talk more about the fact that you get $300,000 a month from your ex-husband?
And why don't you get more too?
Yeah, but like, it's just, why don't you focus on that fun part? Why don't you bring us to your store more? I like the Sutton that would drive around in a Bentley. Yeah. I like the Sutton that would go test drive a Bentley. I don't like the Sutton that looks like that's kind of being a little baby, whining. Oh, why am I drinking?
Do you think she's drinking too much?
I don't like when people I don't like that.
Because it seems like she might be.
I don't like that they are talking about Sutton's alcohol consumption the way they are. I don't like that they're using Kyle's decision to not drink as a way to pull out her marital issues. And I don't like how Kyle used like what Sutton did to her to talk about her eating disorder. I think it's all low class.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting.
Now, I think Garcelle did what anyone would do because Sutton was a wuss.
Okay.
So Garcelle's like, all right, I'm done with this. Talking about your marriage, right? Like that's
because, right. Okay. Well, we went right to the party.
But what I'm telling you is that's why I'm so over the Sutton thing. Like, What
Oh,
did
okay. You're over the
you going
Sutton
on in
thing.
your life? And then Kyle being like, what do you want? What about my life? And it's like, you're both just sitting there and on the tip of your tongue, it's like, I'm getting a divorce. Mauricio hates you and cheated. Like, we all know it. It's
Yeah.
juvenile. And thank God Garcelle jumps in and is like says what she says.
Yeah. Well, Garcelle slayed it this episode, I will say. One, she said all she knows is that she still sees Dorit with her jewelry on since the robbery.
That's gonna be great for
That
the
was, and then she had a great dinner with her son. And
oh,
I
I
mean,
love her son.
I love her sons,
I like them
but
both. They're so different. They're like,
yeah, they are.
and
Well, one is like very serious, and the other one just loves Ashlyn.
I know. And the serious one, I have to say, like, I don't think like normally I'd be like, oh, Garcelle coached him up on this, but
I don't think
Garcelle's reactions are
yeah.
so natural
Yeah,
and
I
like,
don't think so either. And I thought it was sort of sad where he said, well, people are looking at us only because I'm your son. And I thought that is a cloud that you grow up with, no matter who you are, whether you're Pandora Todd or one of these
I mean, let's
Urmanskys
call it what it is.
or
They're
a
not that famous.
Judice. No, but you do have a cloud. Like, listen, you have a different cloud. You walk into a room in Hollywood when your mother is a movie star, a celebrity. You do. I mean, because
Yeah.
let's face it, in LA, if you've been to LA, people get excited about, like, if Tom Sandoval walked in, they would be excited.
I mean, it depends who you are because Shauna, my sister, texted us a few weeks ago and said Ben Affleck's sitting on the other side of the baseball field.
Right, but that's not Beverly Hills either. I'm talking, this is Beverly Hills, and these people do get a little excited by anybody. They do. They do.
The
They
people
think
in Beverly
everybody,
Hills?
people in Beverly
Don't
Hills.
you think the people that live in Beverly Hills know bigger celebrities than everyone on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yeah, but they're still looking at someone when they come in and they're filming and
I think
stuff
it's more
because it's their
infamous than famous.
industry.
It's
Okay, that's
infamous.
fine.
They look
Infamous.
at them in a bad way.
They could be. I don't think they look at
You're not
Garcelle in a bad.
legitimate.
I
You're not
don't
a
think they.
legitimate actress. You're
I
on the
don't think
show.
they look at Garcelle that way though.
No, but that's because she came,
Okay.
or Rinna, because they
Or
came
Rinna, or
from
even Ellen Davison, because she's been on Young and the
and
Restless for
Kyle
40
and
years.
Lisa.
Yeah,
Because even Lisa owned a bunch of restaurants in LA. Like the
right.
people that have been out and about, I don't think they look at it as a bad way. I think they're looking at the like Erika Jane must be like the laughing stock of like the real Beverly Hills people. Maybe not now, but when she was, and then when the scandal broke and all that.
I think Beverly Hills is one of the few towns where that they're not frowned upon that they've got this gig going.
Probably
I do.
not, but that's
I mean,
maybe
Camille Grammar. I mean, Kelsey Grammer is still a big star, and his wife was on the show. I mean, Adrienne Maloof is a big person. Anybody would be impressed by Adrienne Maloof. She owns a team.
yeah,
I think Beverly Hills is a different animal than almost any other city. They don't have anybody with the status of Beverly Hills in any other city. Not one. They do. I mean, they've got bona fide celebrities. Now, I wouldn't say Lisa Rinna is an A-list, but she's a low B.
no, the only other person in all Housewives franchises is Candy.
Right. Yeah, that's legit.
Candy was more famous than everyone on Beverly Hills before the Housewife franchise.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Not in our world. We don't listen to her music. Like in like the just people knowing who she was. Because
Okay.
Escape was such a big, not a band that
Yeah.
or a group that I would listen to,
Right.
but but at the same time, like
people did, right. I get it.
Yeah.
It. But Lisa Vanderpump's a big deal, whether she's on that show or not. Adrienne Maloof, whether she is or
I
isn't
knew her
on that
brothers.
show.
I didn't know who Adrienne was.
Okay, but with or without that show, she's a big deal. Kathy Hilton, with or without that show, is a big deal.
Well, of course.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. I mean, so I think Beverly Hills is a little different now. Is Camille Grammar, was Yolanda Foster? No, they were wives of famous guys.
Look how that ended up for both of them once they went on the show.
I know. Well, I think with Camille, her husband encouraged her to keep her busy so he could go buy her an Aston Martin. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways,
and David Foster was just praying every night that Yolanda would continue to be sick with Lyme disease.
So he could dump her. Oh, well,
yeah, with Catherine McPhee.
All right. We're going to talk about Erika.
What about her?
You tell me.
What do you want to talk about her?
Okay, that's it. I thought her whole scene was contrived. All right, but but here's my question. Here's my question on Erika. Is her Erika apology tour sincere? Has she had some humble pie? Is that why?
I think so.
If Tom Girardi was still wealthy and
but wait, what are you saying about Erika what scene? Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about just the way she was talking with her publicist or whatever that person
was. Oh, the publicist scene. Okay.
Yeah. You know, because she was saying, is anybody even going to want to work with me? Like, I was doing everything. I was in Chicago. I was this, I was that. I was on Broadway. And now nobody even calls.
The thing that threw me for a loop is that's not her agent. It was just the weirdest introduction. Okay. She was meeting, like, because
it was somebody who would film with her for a scene.
No, it's her publicist, I assume. Because, like, no person's going to want to
get rid of the other publicist.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she introduced her as like a talent agent with a background in publicity. And that for me, I automatically checked out. I was like, oh, you're an amateur. Okay. A talent agent is not a publicist. Like anyone that like has been in the industry, anyone that's successful knows that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I just thought there was just a scene for her to have a scene.
I think it's a scene to set up the Vegas gig
coming up. Yeah.
That's what's like, it's a scene to set up her getting the Vegas gig.
Yes. And I heard
in a few weeks, she's going to get a phone call and be like, what? You have an opportunity for me?
And they're going back to Vegas again?
I don't know, but she's like, I can make some calls. You never know if you don't try.
Yeah, that's like, true. Yeah.
Call's already been made. Okay. It's already set in stone. Like,
right.
And they're done that. Trust me. When I was on Eden's World and we went to A&R Records, Randy Jackson's label, that was all planned from the start. Nothing was real about it. On Eden's World, when we went to the Broadway audition, the guy's a washed up loser that doesn't even perform in Vegas. He performs in Reno and he was a loser. Reno. So like, it's all fake. That's all.
Okay. All right. There. Okay. Can we get to the most one of the most amazing scenes as far as I'm concerned in housewife history?
Why? Tell me why.
Why? Because first of all, I have no idea what is the attraction. But
they're not a thing.
But Kyle became like a little schoolgirl, didn't she?
No, I don't think so at all.
Morgan,
different opinion.
Can I tattoo you too? Oh, no. Oh my God. Her reaction with Morgan compared to her reaction with Mauricio were completely different. Do not tell me they are not exploring.
Kathy Hilton swore on her life last night on Watch What Happens Live that there's no way that they're anything. And Kathy Hilton has hung out with them one-on-one. And Kathy Hilton got a matching tattoo with Kyle and Morgan Wade. She showed it to Paris last night on Watch What Happens Live. Paris didn't even know Kathy had a tattoo. And she showed it to her and Andy on Watch What Happens Live on her leg. And Kathy said that Morgan is one of the most talented people she's ever seen, lyrics-wise. I want to tell you what I think it is. I have a feeling Kyle discovered her and wants to make money off of her. And I bet Kyle's getting a percentage blowing her up.
Well, that would make it all about the money.
Kyle's
I don't know. Just the way she says she stalked me. I don't know. That
was like a joke, though. I don't know. The Morgan girl doesn't look into Kyle.
But Kyle is like a schoolgirl around her.
I think Kyle, you know what I think it is that I think that Kyle is going through a tough time with her husband.
No, Kyle and Mauricio are having your classic midlife crisis right now.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is she's
having
searching.
Because
so when Morgan gives a
53-year-old women just don't all of a sudden go out and have 6 tattoos unless they're in crisis. They just don't.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that, first and foremost, she didn't go out and get 6. She had 3 for years.
Oh, I thought
increasing of them. No, she didn't just get 6 all in a row.
Oh, I thought she had 5.
No, because remember Mauricio had one too. And like they got some together. It's the extra, it's probably 3, 4, 5, and 6 that are the excess, but I bet 1 and 2 were for a while. What I'll say though is that I think that Kyle is a shiny new object for Morgan. Morgan is, let's call it what it is. Because of the tattoos, she's clearly not showing up in front of Kyle as like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, or like, some little dainty princess. She's a
Right.
little more rough around the edges. And I think that the Southern accent throws her for a loop too. And I also think, like, let's call it what it is. I think Morgan's a lesbian. So
Yeah,
what I'm
I think
saying
so.
is that like, I only know this because I can say it from the other side.
Okay.
I don't like when people think just because I have a good relationship with a straight guy that maybe needs a good friend at a time of weakness. And it's definitely like I've been questioned before where that people are like, is he straight? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
like doesn't give a shit that I'm gay and like wants to be my friend,
Okay, I
cares
can
about me.
see that. I
And I
get
think
that.
that they mutually benefit each other and also from a business side, but I also think that right now, whether it's like, I don't think you fault Morgan, who is a lesbian and likes women, that she might have an attraction to Kyle Richards, who's in sick shape, looks beautiful, is famous, is filthy rich. Now, I think Kyle, and this is all I'm going to say, and I don't know how they are behind the scenes, but I hope to God Kyle doesn't lead Morgan on. Like, I hope Kyle's not using Morgan as like a pillow during this tough time to kind of like
I
lean
saw
on someone.
nothing. I'm going to tell you, as a woman, I saw nothing but sexual energy.
I saw a personality that was very
Well,
masculine
first of all,
that
Morgan
Kyle
doesn't
was
really
attracted to
have that
because
much of
she,
a personality. I mean, wasn't that exciting, Morgan, to me.
see, that's what your problem is. You think that a personality means you have to be exciting. No, she talked
No,
about
I
how
just
you
thought, but
shouldn't have to
I'm going
worry
to,
about what your friends think. You shouldn't have to explain yourself.
I
That's
got all
what
that, but
she's
do
attracted
you,
to.
okay, first of all, I noticed that the tattoo on her, one of the many tattoos on her neck said sober.
Yeah.
And you cannot tell me that Kyle Richards isn't sober now because Morgan is sober.
Or you could say that Kyle got sober. And because I know, as being a sober person, that I really don't like hanging out with all my friends that used to drink all the time because that's what
Yeah,
they still
no, I
do.
get that.
So
But
you
I would like
gravitate
to
towards
know,
sober
I
people.
would like to know what came first, though. I would like to know if the friendship with Morgan came first or the sobriety, because I would bet that she became friends with Morgan and then got sober because of Morgan. That's my guess. I'd love to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I just think Kyle's way too smart to be falling for any of this. Like that, if
I'm just
Aunt,
saying, it
if
looked a little
Aunt,
puppy
no
lovish
offense,
to
Aunt and
me.
Andrew, we are not that in the know. We don't know shit from
We
shit.
don't know anything. This is just me
So
making
what
stuff
I'm
up in
saying
my
is I
head.
think Kyle Richards is a little too smart than to give you the lowest hanging fruit, like ammo to think that she's not going to show her cards like that. She's too smart.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, is she that smart?
Yes.
Is Kyle Richards that smart? That one, I'm going to say two things. First of all,
Mhm.
if Morgan wrote a book, do you think she would have read it by now?
Probably because she hasn't been with Morgan for that many years and learned nothing.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say she's not reading Mauricio's. That's all I'm going to say. But I think she would read Morgan's, which means something to me. And I'm
Or I
also
think
going
it
to tell
means that
you,
she doesn't know anything about Morgan and she'd want to read it. Also, I hate to say this, Morgan said more that could help. If I was sitting, Morgan shared more in that sitting that could have helped me in my personal life as a human development
okay,
that Mauricio has sent in 15 seasons.
I believe that. Mauricio's a salesman.
Yeah, like you're comparing apples and oranges, and there's no way to compare that because Morgan is a shiny new object. I personally believe there's no sexual anything in that
You didn't see
object.
anything sexual between them? I did. I'm
I
just
see
saying I
someone that's
did.
giving Kyle attention, that has empathy for her, that isn't filming the show, that isn't catty. And the reason why I think if they really were something, she wouldn't be bringing her on the show.
Okay. I'll
She
take
doesn't
that
even
under
want to talk about
advisement.
her marital issues. Why would she be bringing Morgan on?
I don't know. Why is Morgan on the show? That's a good
Also, why hasn't
question.
Mauricio commented about Morgan?
And why did
I
she
know
put a
why.
K on her, though? Why did she brand her?
What do you mean?
Kyle put a K on Morgan. She tattooed her.
I think that's to play up the whole, like, I think Morgan doesn't care what's on her body.
Obviously.
And so like what I'm saying is I just
Didn't
think
they
that
say
this
she
is,
had like a toaster oven or something weird on her?
we have to remember that like this isn't Kyle's first rodeo. Kyle knows what gets people talking.
Oh,
Kyle knows
yeah,
how to play up
maybe.
to the
Okay.
cameras.
If you think it's that, well, you know what though? Well, maybe Kyle is intelligent because she invited Camille Grammar and Denise Richards to her house with Faye Resnick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
I think Kyle
Wait a
knows the
second.
assignment.
The morally corrupt Faye Resnick.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, I personally, as a human being, if I knew the history between Camille Grammar and Faye Resnick, I wouldn't invite them to the same party. What can I say?
I think Faye and I forget his name, their black friend, I think they knew that they were coming in that
I'm
scene.
sure they knew they were coming. It was all scripted. That part was
Faye is
scripted.
Kyle's
But
friend of like 30 years. I feel like
more
Kyle,
than that, 40, I bet you. Well, they
how
were
old's
friends
Kyle?
when, huh?
How old's Kyle?
Well, she's 52. But I mean, when,
So she was 12?
no, but OJ was in 95 and they were already friends before that, is what I'm saying. So at
Okay.
least since like
30.
1990, I would say 35 years. I would say 35
Okay.
years since they were like 20-year-olds. Yeah.
Kyle never would have would have ambushed Faye like that. Faye's the godmother of one of her kids.
No, I know. I think, Faye knew.
Faye's a great
Faye
actress.
knew. Faye's a great actress.
I think she's wonderful. I've always loved Faye Resnick.
Okay. You just like do you like morally corrupt people?
I guess.
I'm telling you, every time I see Faye Resnick, I go back. Poor Faye Resnick. She's got almost as bad of a personal history as like Monica Lewinsky. Hello?
I guess.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. I just lost your voice. That's worked.
So but the morally corrupt Faye Resnick is old news.
Yeah, of course it's old news, but I still go back to it. Listen, a half of the people watching last night love a good Faye Resnick.
I mean, how about Camille Grammar back in season 1 when she was making out with that guy that you thought was like her gay friend in the middle of her divorce with Kelsey, that random guy that she's like, I love being around him. He's so hot. I love working out with him. And then remember that same guy got in the hot tub with her and her friend Deanie or whatever.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And
In
like,
Hawaii.
yeah, no, at her there. No, at their. Oh yeah, no, it was at their house.
It was either they were going to Hawaii or talking
They were
about
talking
Hawaii.
about Hawaii.
They
I
were
remember.
talking about going to the house in Hawaii.
That's pretty morally corrupt too. In the middle of your divorce, filming a reality show, you're bringing some hot guy on and kissing him on the lips.
Yeah,
I feel
well,
like
she knew
they're all
what was
morally
going
corrupt.
on. Do you know that people have divorce teams?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I guess if you want to call the paralegals and the receptionist at the law firm part of your team.
Now, can we talk about Denise Richards?
Denise
What was
too
she
well-behaved.
on?
Something.
Whoa. I love when she got out of the car and she was like, how about we just go to an In-N-Out burger and call it a day? I don't know. I mean, I'd probably have to take something before I went there.
Do you believe that Denise has smoked pot twice in her life?
Yes. I think the other times she's chewed it, ingested it, shot it up. I don't know.
No, maybe it wasn't pot.
It was something else. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I could say. Now, personally, I thought it was interesting who took some and who didn't at the party.
Oh, well, I'll tell you this. All of them are such like weak losers. It's pot, not crack, okay? It's not going to make you stupid. Pot, yes, but pot doesn't do that. Pot chills you out. You get kind of talkative. It's not something that's going to make you like do cartwheels on the chandelier. That's called like crystal meth, okay?
No,
like,
I understand that, but it was interesting. First of all, don't you think Morgan put a little pressure on Kyle not to have any?
No, she said, if you don't want to. No. See, this is where I know you have selective listening. Kyle's opening line to Morgan was, I'm having them over because I just don't want them to think that I'm such a priss.
But I think Morgan is completely clean, not California clean.
Maybe, but all Morgan said to her was, if you don't want to do it, then you shouldn't feel like you have to.
Right. Which I took as code for, honey, I would prefer if you would stay completely sober, not just California sober.
Yeah,
that was
and I took it as,
Well,
You
that's how I took
idiot
it.
housewives are all pathetic. You're your own person, make your own decisions. You don't want to eat the pot dinner, don't eat the pot dinner. You want to know why? Because Morgan clearly is in recovery like me. And when you get to the other side, you don't just do shit because you think that like it goes with the flow. That's like what you did for years when you were unhealthy and then when you were addicted. Trust me, if I didn't have people pushing me to drink for as many years as I did, I maybe would have had the wherewithal to get sober years before.
Okay. All right. Can we talk about who took some though and who didn't? Because I thought that was as telling as anything.
Can we talk about some of them that took a 1 milligram or one?
Yeah, but
That does nothing to
Sutton
anyone.
took none. Garcelle took none.
Okay.
Um, Denise Richards didn't need any. Somebody else didn't take any. Oh,
I don't care that
the
much.
new
You wanna know
girl,
why?
Anne Marie didn't take any, which is smart, I would say, on her part. It's her first time on film, and she should try to remain in
I don't think they should be doing like I
Who
think if
did
you
one? Crystal did 3 to 5, whatever that is.
well, the thing you don't know about like
I don't know anything
THC
about
and
this.
food
Yeah.
is that like when you insert like when you take like
Oils.
the oil and you put it in whatever you're doing. I've never made it, but this is probably why I've never made it because
You
you
don't know
don't
what it
know
is.
where it ends up on the food. So
Okay.
like I have friends that make pot brownies
Yeah.
and they literally are like, so like one brownie could have a ton and one may
Oh.
not have any. So
Oh.
that's why like you see a lot of people like for me, like as someone in recovery, I don't even want to like eat a brownie that a friend of mine makes. Not that they would put something in it, but more I just don't know how it was kind of like how it disperses throughout the brownie sheet pan. But I
Yeah.
would get a brownie from a dispensary that was like made in like a petri dish because it's like they measure things out. They're made individually.
Oh, I see what you mean. I don't
So I
really
can see.
like brownies.
Okay. But
I
I'm
don't.
saying,
I'm
what
just
I'm saying
saying.
more though is that
You
like,
won't
I
ever
think
see me
that
bringing brownies to a party.
I also think that like pot's a weird thing. Like,
All
I
right.
think now with
I wouldn't, I don't know
dispensaries,
anything about it.
but now you go into a dispensary and you read it like a menu. You hear it, you see what it's in it, what it tastes like, what it does to you, how much THC, if it's an upper or more of a downer, does it put you to sleep? Does it not? Whereas before, like Harry Houdini showing up in a broken down Chevy, handing you a plastic bag, like it's a different ball game now. So I
Harry
think that
Houdini?
some random person I just threw out there, but I'm saying more, and especially in California, like I think that because pot's been so normal for so long there, that I just think they maybe have had bad experiences with pot, so they don't want to do it on camera. But
I
I
wouldn't
think
want to do it on camera, especially your first night like Aunt Marie.
maybe, but I can tell you something. Sutton, Garcelle, they've definitely dabbled with THC.
Okay. Well, I don't know that.
Maybe they didn't enjoy it. Maybe they didn't have a good reaction, or
Who else
maybe
did? Oh, the other Anne Marie. She didn't do any either. Right.
Anne Marie needs to worry about her husband and what he did at Columbia 30 years ago with raping women. So maybe that's what she should worry about.
Ooh, is that what he's been charged
Marcellus
with?
Wiley. That's no, not charged. It's I told you,
Oh.
it's the same thing as the civil suit against Trump. That same kind of thing.
Oh, the
Because
same
they have
type
that
of
adult
thing.
survivor law in New York where you can be an adult and it's even if it's past the statutes of limitations, you can go at them civilly to get money versus like criminally. So
Oh,
that's what's happening
gotcha.
to him too.
Oh,
But
okay.
again,
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. I went to a Division I sports school, and I'm not saying it's horrible, but I heard a number of inappropriate stories when I was at the Division I sports school. This is not uncommon that
I
like
heard,
star athletes.
listen, I'm going to tell you something. I heard a number of disturbing stories at Division I high schools.
I know
So
that's
there.
what I'm saying.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's just the culture of sports,
And
unfortunately.
let's just call it what it is, whether it's a man, woman, gay, lesbian,
I
doesn't
don't care
matter.
what it is. Yeah,
The
right.
person with power or the person that is the one that gets more
Perpetrator.
attention. No, I don't even want to say perpetrator. The one that has more athletic ability, the one that's cooler, the one that's more rich. It doesn't matter. It could be male, the female, it doesn't matter. The other person loves it until they don't. That's all.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Okay, so let's talk about Kyle and denial.
I don't call her denial.
No, no, no. But I'm talking about Sutton going, let's talk about the marriage. Why don't you talk about what's, going on in your life at the dinner table? And then Garcelle says, let's talk about the marriage.
No. Sutton said,
Right.
Probably in denial about something when they said,
Yeah.
where's the hostess?
Where is the hostess? Probably in denial.
Now, let me tell you something. Sutton, if you're gonna try to make an excuse for your
Yes.
behavior, make the story a little bit more serious than your husband who gives you $300,000 a
Is
month.
going for a big, like, she gave her amount of shade then too. You know, like he's got a big job, like globally, not real estate. I love that. That was shade. That was Sutton shade.
How is that shade? Mauricio makes more money than Sutton's husband.
She may, but what she's saying is my husband has an important job. He's not selling real estate, which in the she's making it sound like her husband is with movers and shakers that, you know, shape the world. They're not just selling houses.
Okay.
That was what I took from it. I have no idea. We'll have to find out. I thought he owned a baseball team, but what do I know?
No, she has all, like, I don't think he's any different than Mauricio. I think that she used that as an excuse to try to explain why are you forgetting how she impersonated Erika Jane at Kyle and at her house?
I know. I called her Cruella DeVille. I called her. No, she's out of control, Sutton, this season.
And that's all Kyle was saying.
But I love it.
Wasn't talking about like what's going on in your life, what's happening, all that. Right. Kyle was just saying like what's going on that's making you act a little like loony. And Kyle,
I agree.
Funky. Kyle didn't even say like Sutton's this bad person. That's why I'm saying like I think Sutton has clearly accomplished what she's tried to with you, trying to get you to think that Kyle's this mess. Because Kyle's
I just think I like watching mess. I think Sutton's the mess, but she's bringing it in a way I'm enjoying.
I think we're seeing a side. I think that Kyle, I don't think we've seen Kyle this triggered in a very long time.
Even maybe because she's sober.
And maybe because she's like, you know what? I am not, like, here's the one thing we're also not hearing Kyle do. She brought up some very good points. She did talk about how it was the hardest year of her marriage at the retreat.
Yes.
She also is not attacking these women about things in their closet, their skeletons, anything. She's not doing any of that.
Okay. No, she's not.
And so I think for her, she's like, listen, yes, something is happening. Like, yes, there is something going on in my life, but she acknowledged that. And I think Sutton, and I don't think Garcelle, I think Garcelle is probably frustrated watching Sutton. Just, this is Kyle's issue with the divorce. And this is Sutton. No, go at it. Stop circling the friggin' issue. That's what Garcelle was thinking. Like Garcelle's like, no, it's like about our marriage. Like, stop.
That was almost like that was almost like the planet that she put on her body, what you just described.
Yeah. But that's what she's been doing. She's like orbiting the sun, and the sun is Kyle's like relationship. And instead of just addressing the problem with the sun, she has to just keep circling it and like creating this like, oh, but what's going on? What's going on? Whereas Kyle, I feel like, would have much rather heard Sutton been like, well, why are you asking me about me? Like, you already said you and Mauricio had a tough year. There's rumors out there. Like, worry about yourself, Kyle. But instead, Sutton's like, what's going on with you? Tell me how you can plan an elevator stopping in Las Vegas when there's that many floors in a hotel. It's back and forth, up and down, all this bullshit.
Name them. Name them.
I don't know. I don't like Sutton. Never have.
You don't have to like her. She's good TV though this season. I think she is. There's no other, you know what? There's no other foil. There's no other foil. And there always needs to be a foil. There always needs to be a foil.
Listen,
hey, yes.
Kyle's situation is juicy enough.
Yeah, totally.
So I just think Garcelle is like, wait, we've brought up these conversations since I've joined the show. Why is Kyle Richards any different? She's talking about your marriage. Like, whereas Sutton's like, that's why I just don't like Sutton. It's like, what a wussy. What a wuss.
Okay, so who's your mess? Oh, first of all, I want to say that this is going to be continued.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, it seems like almost every episode of Housewives lately is to be continued, but they're all a continuation of the last one. Do you think they're going to be high in the next one, or are they never going to eat the food?
I don't think anything that they ordered is going to get them high.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you, if I went to the party, I'd probably order a 10 because I wouldn't eat. And then I would look good on camera that I ordered a 10, that I was brave. And then I would just play with my food. And I
Kyle
wouldn't
would
eat
call
it.
you out. That's the one thing about Kyle I didn't like. But I understood her point, was that like everything Kyle said to Sutton, none of it was character defining. None of it was anything. There was before the dinner. I'm saying she
Okay.
just said, "What's going on with you? You're getting mad
Right.
at Erika. You think she did this, but Erika's come to like again." And also, like Erika didn't even react that poorly to the whole Sutton thing, the way that she used to. Like I think Kyle was more like, "Why are you making a mountain out of a molehill when Erika moved past it?" Like, yes, she
Okay.
did embarrass you a little bit, but at the same time, you embarrassed her at the show. You
Right.
embarrassed her.
Yeah.
So she has every right. Like
No,
again,
she was a mess at that show. Sutton was a mess.
exactly. So I
A
don't see
mess.
why it's
A mess.
inappropriate because
Right.
on camera, Sutton embarrassed Erika,
Yes.
called out her friends, said the show wasn't good. And so I don't think it's inappropriate that Erika then took advantage to have a moment with a camera, with the elevator opening. And all she said
I
was,
get it.
here's your chance to apologize.
Do you think with the way Erika's season's going that she'll be back?
100%.
Do you? I don't know, because she's not bringing anything this year. But Crystal doesn't either.
That's a whole other conversation.
Who's your mess this week? Oh, I know. So don't even say. It's
Sutton.
Sutton.
But what you're missing is that you don't have to
It's
be
Sutton.
messy to keep your job.
No, I know that. No, I get that, but I don't know how much. I think Erika was on thin ice the last year or two with this job anyways. That's all.
But that was because she was
in a disaster situation with earrings that she should have returned.
not even just that. She wouldn't acknowledge that the people were victims. Like that's what it was.
Totally. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think she has more job security than ever because look at how much we're talking about how different she is from last season.
Yeah, I just wonder though. I don't know why Crystal's still on the show either, though.
And also, when you look like Erika, it's very hard to lose your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
She brings it. Even when she doesn't have money, she has the body and like the style that like she doesn't have to wear something over the top expensive. She's got the legs, the height, the heels.
She does have the height, and she's thin, thinner.
She's a wow factor.
Yes. I will say, you have to say Sutton was good when Anne-Marie came in for the first time. And she said, and I'm thinking, I've seen that dress before. It was 3 years ago, and it was Barbie Erika. And then she said, they're still making that dress. Oh, that was good. That was good shade. Come on, that was good.
I don't know. I don't like Sutton. Maybe it's because I also look at Avi and I'm like, could you have found a better like prop?
Oh, maybe.
He's not funny. He's not good to look at. He doesn't dress stylish.
She did bring props this year, though. I will say that because she brought Meg Tilly and she brought Avi, and they've been on several times now.
Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about Sutton?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Her own storyline. She can't.
Yeah, but look at Garcelle.
Yeah,
has brought on her boys this year. Okay. Erika really has no one. She brought on her mom. Crystal brought
Garcelle. No. You missed a big thing. Erika Jane brought Garcelle's son on the show.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah,
that was one of the biggest issues of all last season.
Yeah. No, that's true. I haven't seen any of Kyle's kids this season.
Why would they want to be on it? All they're talking about is how Kyle and Mauricio are getting divorced.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying that we haven't seen them. She hasn't used her kids. We don't see Sutton's kids ever. I'm just saying
that I think that's because he's not allowed to be on the show.
We also haven't seen even Dorit's kids this season. Think about it. We haven't seen them once. That's interesting. I'm just making an observation of who we've seen and who we have not seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
We saw Garcelle's kids. We haven't seen Dorit's. We haven't seen Sutton's. We haven't seen Kyle's. Erika, we've never seen Erika's son.
Yeah, but I mean,
hiding them. We've seen Crystal's.
You do realize, though, that we're also on episode 6.
Yeah, I know. There's a long way to go. I hope.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I can't believe you like Sutton.
I think she's bringing it. That's all. I like people who bring a little spice. She's bringing spice. Without her, there wouldn't be as much spice. Let's see. Who's your mess? Oh, you said Sutton. I don't know who my mess
Oh
is.
no, my mess is well, no.
My mess is Denise Richards because she was a mess.
I will say visually, Morgan Wade is a mess. Not for me.
Okay, well, she's not your thing.
But
She's
when
not
she
my
opens
thing
her
either.
mouth, when she opens her mouth,
I'd like to hear her sing. I've
she has
never
nice
heard her
teeth.
sing.
She
Okay.
has nice teeth. She takes care of herself. So like the thing about Morgan Wade that's weird is that you can tell she's had some work done on her lips and stuff too. She takes care of herself. She just loves tattoos. That's just not for me.
Right.
But what she said to Kyle when you're like, oh, she was pushing her not to do it, I see it completely different. I look at it as someone, and this is the other thing I think you will never understand, and no one else will.
Okay.
Until you get sober, you don't realize how important it is to have sober people around you.
I can understand that totally.
So a sober person that showed her some attention, that is different, that's unique, that has a Southern accent, that's got tons of tattoos, that maybe Kyle has some sort of an opportunity business-wise with. I can see why
can you see that Kyle could have a crush on her though?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't think Kyle's looking for anyone. I think Kyle's looking for people, good people in her life that are going to make her feel supported, that are going to build her up. I don't think Kyle is on the road. Like Kyle seems like she's still struggling with Mauricio. Like I don't think Kyle is out there dating.
They did spend Thanksgiving together. Kyle and Mauricio, not Kyle and
we find everything out. Alexis Bellino ran into John at a lunch place, whatever, and all this. And Tamara said that she's not talking to Shannon. They had a falling out 2 weeks ago. So what I'm saying is that I just think that Kyle is not stupid. And I just think that even if Kyle was into Morgan, Kyle's team would say, you are too legitimate to just like have a rebound on television.
Okay, well,
so
let's see how it plays out.
Let me bring her on because I want to diffuse this. And also let me bring her on to promote her music because I'm getting
Okay, how about we do this? We're going to end this episode with, we're going to make a bet.
Okay.
Because we both maybe like a casino and maybe we both like a bet.
I am subtle about that. We both love the casino. We both love to make bets.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to bet you that they are in a relationship of some type. There is a romantic relationship. And you are going to say they are not, correct?
I am going to say they're not in any type of romantic relationship.
Okay. And I'm going to say, I believe they are. Let's see who's right.
Okay.
All right. We got a bet, everybody. You can follow me on, us on Instagram at Aunt and Andrew. Go ahead. You give the rest, Andrew.
You can follow, you can subscribe and you like our videos and comment and then follow up when we find out. The thing is that you'll never win this bet and I'll never lose. Well, no, I can only lose and you can only
we got
win.
Nothing on the line. We're just going to make a bet.
Yeah, I get it. But you can only
a cup of coffee.
Lose. If not, it's going to be always waiting. We could be 20 years from now and you'll be like, yeah, but we still don't know.
No, I'm going to say by the end of the season. Okay. How's that? By the end of the season, by the reunion. How's that?
By the reunion, because by the end of the season, that's already filmed. It would already be out to the press.
No, but I'm saying by the reunion, it will come out one way or the other. That's my guess. Okay. I'm going to say they are in a romantic relationship and you are going to say they are not.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's very convenient.
Who is right and who is wrong?
I think they're in a relationship that is very convenient. Like, I think they have a friendship that because of the void that Kyle has in her life right now, and because of the fact that, like, I think there's something else there from like an opportunistic side of things, I think she is leaning on Morgan potentially in ways that are filling the voids left by Mauricio. But I do not think that they are romantic.
I do. End of story. All right.
I don't think, as Angie would say, that they're doing scissor kicks. Okay, Jen Shaw and Heather. Okay?
Maybe. We'll find out.
I mean, love y'all.